Morning, guys. Shawn back here at the PFI compound. A couple days ago, our friend Chris Phillips from our local racing, we got our Psca racing we do and we got 2 classes that are PFI sponsored. Chris actually has won one of them races, or maybe a couple, but he's here to have a couple things modified. He changed his turbo manifold. We had to redo his exhaust just barely, just had to change the flange and then integrated the wastegate. But he also went to a different turbo. He went to a Precision something 66, I don't remember exactly. Today what I gotta do is make the turbo attached to the intercooler, and we're gonna do that by changing the end tank here. We're gonna make it a backdoor end tank up top. We're gonna make those upgrades for him so he can hopefully go faster this year. We're gonna get this thing plugging along. So this car is a 94 Honda Civic hatchback. I've done a little bit of work to this. I welded in his Whitfield roll cage for him. And built him some boost pipe for his old turbo setup. It's like a GSR build. I think he made like 600 horse, I think. Maybe 700, I don't remember. It was a while ago. And anyways, yeah, he changed his turbo. He changed to a top mount, or it might have been top mount before, but he did change the manifold, so everything sits a little different. It was a T3, he is now T4. I think that's the big change really on the top mount. The cold side's gonna stay the same, and he just put a wide body kit on here, and I gotta get this done so he can get it to go get painted. He's got someone who's gonna paint the car for him, so. Yeah, so let's get this thing knocked out for Mr. Chris Phillips, our good friend. All right, well, let's get this intercooler off. Couple little washers or spacers that he made, and his bolts. Just those thing in there. And then we need to come down here, and as you can see, inlet of that turbo is blocked by some factory sheet metal, so we're gonna need to pop this guy off real quick, and then we're gonna go ahead and do some clearancing here, and then we will cut the end tank off. So we're gonna remove the end tank from its welds, which are hiding under this duct tape here. So we're gonna grind these welds off so the end tank pops off, and then we're gonna build a new sheet metal one to exactly what we need it to be. Now let's go ahead and pop this guy off real quick. Now with that off, we should be able to see how much sheet metal really is blocking us that needs to be dissected out of here. So, from a straight on approach, you can see roughly half of that 3-inch outlet is covered up by the sheet metal. So we're gonna go ahead and ditch a bunch of this right here. Just get rid of that whole little section there. Let's cut it up. Okay, so now real quick, I need to get the turbo out of the way, and I don't want to take the whole turbo off because that'd be a lot of work. So I have a cap that will fit over the end of that. It plugs on and keeps all the debris out. And then what I'm also going to do is I'm going to go ahead and loosen these up. And actually those are like 10mm heads. So I'm going to loosen up the compressor housing and swing it out of the way so I can cut that out without damaging it. So I'll go grab a wrench real quick and we will get this thing moved. All right, well I'm back with that wrench. Got our cap. Let's go ahead and crack this loose real quick. Alright. Now the compressor housing can swivel. Go ahead and pop the red cap on. Boom. It's swiveled backwards. Grab you guys and bring it down here. So now I have it rotated all the way back. So I mean we got a good distance between the sheet metal here and the turbo back there now. So let's go ahead and get some cutting supplies and we're gonna cut this section out. Alrighty, now I'm gonna cut this stuff out and got a couple of my tools here. This one's an air note, you know, an air shear, cut sheet metal and stuff like that. It's recommended for, you know, flat use and mostly straight line cuts, you know, very light arcs because it's not really designed to be twisting, cornering and stuff like a nibbler. So, but I've actually found a few ways to manhandle it and it works out great for a lot of this stuff. And I just like it because it doesn't throw sparks, metal shavings all around and all that kind of stuff. Because day in, day out, sometimes that stuff gets annoying, you know, using abrasives. But there's a lot of places where you don't have a choice, so you just use abrasives or sawzalls or whatever. So, yeah. Thank you, Astro Tools. This tool's awesome. So that's a good rough start, you know. I'm gonna go ahead and cut up from here and get this last little piece that I was working on. And yeah, it's almost there. To me, that was a lot easier than sitting there with some tin snips and then a sawzall. I just hate it when a blade grabs and then it starts jerking all this stuff really in and out, and then you really have bent or stuff really out of alignment. So that's what I prefer. Now I'm gonna get in there and clean it up with this cool little belt sander from Astro as well. And then I also have, you know, my 90-degree orbital here that I have, you know, a flap disc on. Between these two, I usually get most everything cleaned up. Love these tools. And if you're wearing a hoodie, with all these orbitals, you always want to take like your hoodie strings, either tuck them in or just pull them out and ditch them all completely. Looking much better, much cleaner. Now we should be able to get some 3-inch through there. Yeah, I'd say that's gonna clear now. So I also went ahead and made sure I didn't have any nasty burrs, because I don't like getting caught by that stuff, and I don't want my friends getting caught by it either. So yeah, let's go ahead and get this intercooler ripped apart, and then we can hang it back up here and design some end tanks. All right, now with the weld grinded down some, I have to still grind it a few spots a little thinner, but hitting it with my cold chisel on the end tank side of things, not the intercooler side, I've been able to get it, the seam to start to crack open. So once you get all three sides to crack, you can kind of peel the other side like a pop top and it pops right off. So, and that way I don't have all the debris inside from sawing it off, so you don't have to suck a whole bunch of you know, aluminum debris and dust out of the intercoolers. So yeah, a little bit cleaner this way. Almost there. All right, now it's cracked all the way around on those 3 sides, so we're gonna try to see if I can't kind of get it to pry off. Boom, look at that. The end tank is off. Now I can just hit this with the grinder, and I'm gonna make sure while grinding that my wheel's shooting it out away from this open face of the core. Let's go ahead and get that ground down. Can rehang it, and then we can start designing a cardboard end tank that will trace out onto some aluminum. Get this thing built. All right, now you got a fresh end tank. Our edges are all beveled, ready for welds. And I do give it a little bit of a bevel on these little bars here, and I think that helps me get a thicker penetration for those higher boost levels. Yeah, let's go ahead, go get this thing all rehung, and we can start building an end tank. All right, now we got that rehung, and we can go ahead and rotate this guy back forward. Oh, he spun real fast. Probably something about like that. To me, it looks like we're probably gonna have an end tank kind of shaped more like a trapezoid, like that, with it at the center with a slight 45 coming out of it right up to it. Went ahead and put a 3-inch coupler on the turbo, and I got a 45 here. All I did was cut a few inches off of it and then re-bead rolled it. And I'm gonna go ahead and stick it on here. We're gonna play with it and see kind of if we can get it to have a straight in flow to where a proposed end tank would be. Doesn't look half bad. So if I hacked that off along with that plane right there and then built an end tank cap, yeah, now I know where that would be its maximum depth here, so we can get a measurement from there to there, and then from the top to the center line here, and then we'll know min and max values are, and we'll put it on paper, draw it up, and then we'll cut it out in aluminum. And yeah, cut that off right there, and then we could spin it backwards once the end tank's built and kind of have it taped onto the intercooler, and then we can figure out where that sits, trace it on, cut it out, weld it up, and then we can weld the end tanks on. All right, so now I just gotta make some measurements. I got my square here. I'll go ahead, hold it aligned with the top, and the tube where its top meets comes down, and that's looking like 3 inches from the top. So I'll go ahead and draw end tank here. So we're gonna have an end tank like that. Top of the hole is 3 inches, bottom of the hole is 6 inches from the top. And then we have 3/8 from the end tank, from the end of the core, and then 3.5, and then 4 for the width. So we're gonna go ahead and start sketching that out on aluminum, get cut up. All right, well I went ahead and cut up one of those pieces out of aluminum. Now we can actually stick it on here like it's gonna be on here. Right up to that piece of pipe. Well, got most of the way. All right, guys, got it all welded up. Apparently the camera died while I was welding, so sorry about that. But it's all welded up and we're getting ready to put her on. I also ran a vacuum cleaner through it as well, suck out any loose debris. I also did that to the core before I welded the end tank on. I didn't do that on camera, but I did vacuum it all out. There we go. All connected. And he's got a back door hot side and normal exit other side, which fits the boost pipe he already has. Well, guys, hope you enjoyed watching me make that end tank, and that wraps up this little project. So Chris can get his hot rod back, get it off to the body shop, and he can come out racing as soon as them tracks open back up for us. So hope you guys enjoyed. Like, subscribe, check us out at Pfispeed.com, grab some merch, tell your friends about us. Have a good one, guys. Ah! I was like, what? Oh yeah. I like that. Lot better. Lot better, man. Thanks. No problem, man. Simple, huh?
Well, not for me.
No, I mean simple to do.
That looks good. I like that.
Simple.
I like that, man.
Heck yeah, man. Glad you approve. You want me to take the intercooler cover off, or you want that on?
I want it on.
Okay. Well, guys, that's Chris's car getting loaded up. He's happy with the new stuff, and yeah, he's gonna be out racing as soon as we can get out racing. And I hope you guys enjoyed watching that.